It's Florida comedian versus Ohio comedian, with Nickelodeon's Dave Williamson taking on SiriusXM's Ryan Dalton in BBQ and the 80s trivia. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? Happy New Year. Welcome to 2017, everybody. You're listening to the Trivia with Buds podcast. Thank you so much for giving it a click, a subscribe, a review, all that good stuff. This is episode 20-something of the show, the first new one of the new year, and I'm so glad you chose to check it out. We have some very fun topics for you on today's episode. Here's how the show works if it's your first time listening. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. I'm a trivia host, a comedian in the LA area, and every episode I have 2 or 3 of my friends on to battle in different trivia topics that they're good at. Usually it's 2 different main topics like you saw on today's episode description, and the categories for today are barbecue and the 80s. So we have 10 questions about each of those things with 2 funny comedian friends of mine named Dave Williamson and Ryan Dalton. So you're going to enjoy them in just a minute. But before we get to the real meat of the episode, I have kind of a special little feature here, a quick 5-minute story from my Uncle Wendell. Since we are doing the 80s for one of the topics today, I was talking to Uncle Wendell over the holidays, and he told me this story one time about a really cool business he had delivering VCRs and VHS tapes and pizza to people's houses in the early 80s. And it was a very unique business, and I thought it was really cool. So I had Wendell tell me that story on the podcast. So here is that quick story from my Uncle Wendell, which coincides with today's topic of the 80s. Here, listen to Wendell. I'm sitting here at my grandma's house talking to my Uncle Wendell. He's one of my favorite people to sit down and have a chat with. And he's from Northern California. And back in the 80s, he had a very interesting job that I thought my podcast listeners would appreciate. People that are into pop culture and trivia and things will love this job. It's something that I think you could bring back nowadays and really kind of bring back the video rental industry with a niche thing like this. Wendell, thanks so much for telling me this story. How you doing?
Pretty good.
You're a man with a sweet goatee, and you're the only Wendell I've ever met in real life.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. Why don't you start by let's just say the name of the business. What was your business in the 80s?
Well, I'll tell you what, my brother-in-law and my sister actually came up with the concept, and then we all got together and we named it Dr. Video Van.
Dr. Video Van. And what did that consist of?
Well, in 81, 82, VHS were just new on the market.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people that didn't have VHS players.
I remember even when I was born in 85, I remember early 90s, you could still rent a VCR at like Blockbuster for a fee, you know. So you guys would offer that?
And so what we ended up doing was just, there's only like the 3 or 4 of us that did it.
Yeah.
We dressed in hospital scrubs.
Sure.
And stethoscope around our neck. And then we would have our video selection. We had videos in our inventory.
Yeah.
And we'd go canvass neighborhoods, go door to door, give them our price, our video selection.
Yeah.
They would call us when they wanted to rent a video, and we would deliver it to them, their house.
Oh, my God. So you'd bring them the video and sometimes the VCR if they needed one of those?
If they rented a VCR also...
Yeah.
And we even had take and bake pizza and soda.
Okay.
And we deliver it right to their house, and that would take 2 of us, and we deliver it to them on a hospital stretcher.
Oh my God!
That was the big delivery.
Big thing. So that was like for the big game or something.
Big game.
Yeah, people come over, and you got all these friends over, and you're like, oh, let's call that company Dr. What was it?
Dr. Video Van.
Dr. Video Van. They come over in it wasn't an ambulance. It was a van.
Just a regular van.
Regular van, but then you bring the stretcher out. You're in the scrubs. And what were some of the movies you remember delivering to people? Do you remember any of the titles from the early 80s? Anything jump out? 81. Boy. That would have been what?
Rocky
1.
Indiana
Jones. The first Indiana Jones, maybe. Caddyshack. That was 1980.
Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
So people would go, I'd like a pepperoni pizza, and you'd bake that up. You bring it over.
Pepperoni pizza.
It all comes on the stretcher.
Caddyshack.
I love
and
that.
a VCR, please.
That's amazing. Do you remember what you would charge for that?
No, I don't. As a matter of fact, I really don't.
How about like, did you?
It had to be a great deal.
It
seemed like videos were only like, I want to say $2.99 or something like that.
Yeah, like $3 for a video, which is pretty standard back then. And then what was? How long did you do this for?
Well, I'll tell you what. We did it for about. It seemed like the better part of a year.
Yeah.
And then where we lived in Modesto, unfortunately, some thieves broke into our warehouse and stole our whole inventory.
Oh my God! Every tape.
Every single tape and our VCRs.
Oh my God! So you were out of everything
in between insurances.
Yes, and there was nothing to cover it.
And so that was the end of Dr. Video Van.
Dr. Video Van. Yeah. I think we should bring it back.
I think it would be great. I don't know quite what.
We're past the point where anybody really rents videos anymore because it's all streaming.
But
I think that's the kind of thing real video fans like. If you made the delivery themed based around the movie they were renting. So let's say they were renting Aliens. You came as as
an alien.
Yeah, like an alien. Or like you spit something at them when you gave it to them, or whatever it is, or like Indiana Jones, you whip them or something.
That would be good. Yeah,
that would be kind of a fun niche thing, especially if you're having a party.
Right,
it's almost like having like how people hire me to host trivia at their engagement party or something, where I come and I kind of customize the questions and rounds for the specific event. You could really do that, and people will get a kick out of it, especially what they call cinephiles, which are people that are obsessed with movies. I think would really appreciate that. Dr. Video Van. Wendell, thanks so much for telling me that story and sharing it with my listeners.
Well, you're welcome.
Have a good 2017.
All right, you too.
That was Wendell's story, and I just really wanted my listeners to hear it. I thought it was really cool and just a real cool piece of 80s history and pop culture for him to have done that with his family, and it was going well until that big robbery took place with no insurance. So thank you very much, Uncle Wendell, for telling that story on my show. And without any further ado, we're going to get right into this first new episode of 2017. It's barbecue, it's 80s, it's Dave, it's Ryan, and it's me, your new pal, Buds. Here we go. I'm sitting here with two good friends of mine at a bar called Flights in Hawthorne, California, a town I've never been to, and that is thanks to one of these two guys, Mr. Dave Williamson, who booked a comedy show and was kind enough to have me on it tonight. Dave, how you doing?
You're welcome. And I'm good. I'm 4-ish IPAs in.
I could tell. And you had a little family emergency at home tonight.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I are leaving tomorrow morning to go to Napa.
Yeah.
We're leaving the kids with my cousin who's in town.
Taking pictures of us right now.
Yeah, sitting right next to us.
She should be your manager. She's really on it.
I would let her be my manager in a heartbeat. She would crush it. She came out and helped with the comedy festival last year. Cool. She was awesome. But yeah, so it's the first time we've ever really left the kids and went on a vacation. We did it once other time when we left over my mom and dad.
Yeah.
But so then they went on a hike today, and my wife calls me. And anytime I get a phone call and not a text, I'm like, oh, shit, what's wrong? So I was on stage opening the show tonight.
And you're about to bring me up.
Yeah, I was getting ready to bring you up. Yeah. You were going to go up first.
And I thought this was a bit you were doing at first. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, that seemed pretty legit.
No, please, if I ever do a fake phone call bit, just punch me in the face. I'll give you permission.
Well, you put those googly glasses on before you took the phone out.
And the fake mustache.
Here he comes. Let's see what he's got.
A cigar. No, but my wife's like, I'm taking Carter to the emergency room. He's got a tick in the base of his scalp.
Oh, my God.
And I can't get it out. And then she said, I don't know a lot about ticks and things like that, but she said, I got most of it out. And all I know is you're not supposed to, because if you don't get it in one swoop, it's hard to get it out.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
No, you leave it in and you let the doctor take it out because I don't want to worry you. I just know that it's very clear if you find a tick, you go to the doctor first thing.
Very good. That's the voice of
just gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it at that.
It's the voice of Ryan Dalton, who's facing Dave in this very special on-location comedy show episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast.
Yeah. And despite all that, I decided to stick around after the show and do a podcast.
Yeah.
It's the best.
You're dad of the year, but the year's almost over. So
I really trust my wife.
But he's okay. We learned that he was okay at the
He's
end of the
good,
comedy show.
She texted me. She said everything came out swimmingly.
And you still have that other kid, so that works out.
Yeah, he's still kicking. Yeah. Yeah, I got 2 still.
Yeah. Dave, I met you in the summer of 2012 at Zany's in St. Charles, Illinois.
I remember like it was yesterday.
There's a big silo attached to
man, what a club,
the comedy club.
I actually really love working that club, man.
Yeah.
Because I bring the whole fam with me, and they give us a nice little, suite in that place.
Sure. In the silo.
Yeah.
You gotta sleep
in the silo. Yeah, the roof. There's room in the manger if you like.
I was featuring for you there, and then I was getting ready to move out to California that fall, and you were too.
As was I.
And you were traveling across the country with your wife and your kids in like an RV.
True.
Living from campground to campground and doing show to show. So
that's it, man.
Cool.
Yeah, we were working the road hardcore, and I was like, "Who's this young gun they got opening for me?"
In the silo.
I was like, I was so cynical because I had done such a string of B rooms, because I was doing that RV trip. So I just booked everything. Anyone who said yes, I booked. So I did such a string of B rooms with these like local heyo openers, Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, who's this like young kid they got opening for me?
Sure.
And then you were great.
Young.
Yeah, you were so funny, dude. Like, and I loved hanging out with you and everything. And then I don't think I even was like warm to you like the first or second night. And then finally we like really sat and chilled and hung out. You were like, I'm moving to LA, and I'm like, me too. And then I'm like, we're buddies.
And then I was like, where are you from, Florida? I'm like, oh, my sister-in-law is Wendy Starling.
Yeah,
and you're like, I love Wendy.
Yeah, I know Wendy really well.
Small world connection too.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that weekend was when your kids came down in their pajamas to kind of like just chat, like say like good night maybe or something like for the late show. Okay. So they walked in the comedy club like full pajamas, and they were like, "Daddy," and then they did a shot, and then they left.
Sounds like the Williamsons.
Back to the silo. So that was pretty good. You were on Nick Mom. Tell me about that real quick.
I was on Nick Mom Night Out.
Nick Mom's Night Out.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Weren't you on that? Or then
I was, yeah.
Didn't Nickelodeon play a lot of clips of yours on the RV trips?
Yeah, so while I was on that RV trip, they called me up and were like, they wanted to book me for that show, Nick Mom Night Out.
Yeah.
And they wanted to book me for Orlando.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, but I don't live in Florida anymore. I kind of just live in an RV, and I'm traveling. So they booked me. It worked out good because they booked me on the New York show.
Yeah.
Which was like their season finale. It was in that TV studio that TRL used to be in, overlooking Times Square.
Very good.
And I didn't know this until I was actually walking up there. But they introduced you, and they built this catwalk along the window where in that TRL they used to look down on the crowd,
Yeah.
And they had rented out the space across the street, and they put your name up on Times Square.
Really?
So when the camera catches you walking up, they see your name in Times Square. I'm like, that would have been nice to have a little heads up on. I would have had like 3 friends out there taking pictures of that. Like,
that's so cool, though.
Yeah, that's a nice little feature.
Yeah, it was so cool. But I don't have any like photos of it or anything,
Yeah.
So then, anyways, I did that Nick Mom Night Out show, and then after they had like a rap party, and all the executives and stuff were there since it was in New York. I'm talking to this lady at the bar, like I didn't know she was a bigwig or anything. I'm just talking to her and telling her, oh, I got to fly out early tomorrow because I left my family in an RV in Vancouver. I flew in today and I'm flying right back out tomorrow to do shows in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I told her the whole story about living in the RV. She's like, it's really interesting. She gave me her business card, and she's the VP of programming.
Wow.
So then when we decided to go longer than our originally planned time in the RV, we're going to go back across the country and again. I sent her an email with a couple pitches in it, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but we're going to do the RV thing. You seemed real interested. Here's a few ideas I have.
Yeah.
And so they ended up buying it as a web series.
Oh, yeah.
So we did a 10-episode web series of me and my family going across the country. And
That's awesome.
It was great, man.
Those were fun. I remember there was like a GoPro on down a water slide, something like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all it was. It was just me shooting with my Canon camera and with a GoPro. They told me, they go, we want it to be really low production value. So if we really feel like we're just on the road, I'm like, I can do that.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Because it's going to be like that even if you want high production value and stuff. So yeah, we did a 10-week run, man. Yeah. So it would be me like filming my family the whole time, making sure that my kids weren't wearing anything with logos on it, and, like every day. And then I'd cut something together like the night before it was due.
Right.
And then I'd have to go upload it, and I had shitty Wi-Fi.
Uh-huh.
So we would go to, I'd drive into town from whatever campsite we were staying in at like 2 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'd just be sitting outside a Starbucks to get their weak Wi-Fi signal, uploading 3 minutes worth of high-def video.
Oh, my God.
Which would take like an hour and a half.
Whole system,
so all these like Starbucks workers would be coming to work at 4 a.m. and I'd be asleep with a laptop on my lap, posted up against their window, trying to get the best signal I could.
That's a true road comedian right there.
It was a paycheck, and I appreciate it, Nick Mom, even though you're out of business.
There you go. Speaking of fantastic road comics, Ryan Dalton, he's here. I met him in Chicago, too.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe I featured for you at the Comedy Bar, probably.
That's correct.
I feature for all the best comedians. Most people know that. One time, you know who told me that? Somebody told me, they're like, I don't see you as a headliner, but I think you're going to be one of those millionaire middles.
What? Is there some sort of market niche comedian?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that?
Like he's like, you're going to open. He's like, you're going to open for real famous guys. You'll never be famous, basically. And I was like, oh cool. And then,
can you out whoever said that to you?
It was John Reap. John
Reap said that to you?
John Reap told me that.
Well, that just shows you what kind of leap John Reap had, that he thinks that it's possible for middles to make $1 million.
No. 1980 year, the 1 year where they paid that much money.
Does John Reap think that because he won Last Comic Standing when he was a middle? So he's like, $1 million.
Yeah, I think so. He put on like a Guns N' Roses song for his closer, like right after he told me. And I was like, all right, this is the millionaire money talking. Dalton, you help run Comedians You Should Know out here in L.A.
That's right.
Which is like the premiere show at the Hollywood Improv there. I've done it once. It was kind enough to you guys were kind enough to let me have a little set on there.
Right.
And what is your main role in producing that show out here?
Well, we have it's to kick every other producer in the ass, honestly, and say, you know what, dude, this isn't stage time. We're trying to make it. My goal, and I know this is because I'm very competitive.
Yeah.
But I also. I've been doing comedy professionally for 12 years.
Sure.
I mean, 5 years on top of that, so 17 altogether.
Yeah.
But I want to see the best of what people are.
Yeah.
And even if, and I still believe that even if you are a comic who's just beginning, there's a sweet spot and you can really see that. And
Sure.
I want to create an environment and a place where you can just give your A stuff, but we are seeing it at the rate at we should be seeing it.
Exactly.
And we're seeing comics be the best they can in a comfortable environment.
Yeah.
And then bring back the comedy hang. Because in this town, everybody's just gone after their set.
Yeah,
They're out.
Yeah.
You know?
They take off.
And we've actually changed our time. It's going to be a 10 o'clock show. Happy hour there starts from 11 to 12 at the Hollywood Improv.
Yeah.
And
get people to stay there.
Then we close out the show and everybody hangs out. We keep the small bar to
That's the
ourselves.
best.
That's what I'm talking about. I want that. I think that's the best part of comedy. That's why I got into comedy.
Yeah.
Because I saw the funniest people in the world hanging out, and I want to be around that again.
Yeah.
And if you create that environment, it will only nourish it, I think.
Oh man, I know it's not trivia based, but I'm gonna be sharing that little clip from this episode to all my comedy buddies.
Do it.
Just share that little piece of audio. Thanks for laying it down. That was good shit.
There you go.
You have an album. This was tell me, this is your most recent album. Is it called "I'm Married"? Let me tell you about it.
Yeah. That's the one.
Can you tell me about it?
Yes, I did. A friend of mine by the name of Ramon Rivas. He is now. He's splitting time between Cleveland and Los Angeles.
I was going to say, he's an Ohio guy, right?
Yes,
and you're
right.
originally an Ohio guy.
That's correct.
Very good.
I had a bunch of material, and I was just like, I got to a point. I'm like, I need to put this on. I got to record it.
Uh-huh.
And every comic when they're about to record an album, they get this thing mindset where like, I gotta get a week at a club, and I gotta have like 15 recordings so I get the best one. And it just hit me. I'm like. Sadly, right between the eyes, I'm not that kind of draw. I'm just not.
Sure.
And we recorded it in this place called the Redstone in Cleveland, and it was an all-brick room, but with 50 people inside. It sounds like an auditorium.
Oh, sure.
And then
That's the best, though, man.
Yeah, it was. And it was one taping, and I recorded it for $200. The sound engineer who recorded it at the time, he now works for Ryan Seacrest here in Los Angeles.
Holy
he makes
shit.
Buku bucks.
Yeah.
And I got this guy to record my album for $200. And then once I owned it, I went to Stand Up Records.
Yeah.
And then they signed me right there because I had
that's
it
awesome.
to do.
I didn't
have to. And Stand Up Records is a great company. They really helped get it out there. And I had to do some legwork and get it on Sirius XM. But honestly, that's the key, comedians. Get your album on Sirius XM.
And Dave mentioned that in one of your credits tonight, that you're one of the most streamed comedians on Sirius XM.
Which means
I just
that a lot of
made that
people
up,
are trying to. Yeah, I guarantee you did. I would say that would be Jim Gaffigan. But there's Jim Gaffigan and every other comedian out there.
Hey, I'm with Stand Up Records, too. And can I tell you, dude, I had this, I've been getting pretty good checks, quarterly from Sirius and Pandora and all those streaming sites.
Yeah.
But I had, 3 quarters ago, I got this check that was, out of this world.
Really?
You thought that was more than double what I normally get.
Was it one of those big checks, from game shows?
Yeah, I wish.
Some people delivered it to your house.
I wouldn't even cash it. But I got this check, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I go, I just took a leap of some kind, and I thought that was going to be the new norm.
Yeah.
But every check since then has gone back down to the average.
Oh, boy.
Which I'm normally, so excited to get in my mailbox.
Yeah.
But now I'm a little disappointed because I think of that one check, that one quarter that for some reason I was double my money.
Oh, my God.
My profits have dwindled, so that means record another album. It's really. It's
I recorded one a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get it edited and out. I've been dragging my feet on it. But it should be out in the next couple months.
Well, we can wait. Everybody can wait.
wait.
People are clamoring. Check Twitter.
Well, now that we get to know you guys a little bit, we're going to talk about the 5 topics I asked each of you to give me.
So nervous about this.
So I had you
I know.
text me originally some topics you'd be good at. And I asked you to make them a little bit more specific than the first text. So these were Dave Williamson's categories. The first category, just in general, sports. Big sports guy.
Yeah, really good at that.
You played water polo.
I did, yeah. Oh, if you did water polo, I'll answer the shit out of it.
If you have an hour to be bored out of your mind, just talk to Dave about water polo.
Oh, I just read the
Did you guys
statuses.
watch the Olympics this year?
Oh, my
Let's
God.
get into this.
It's so easy to unfollow you on Facebook sometimes. Do you have a favorite sport to watch? Do you watch water polo? Can you watch water polo?
Shit, yeah, I watch water.
He refs it.
You ref it?
Yeah.
I do. I ref.
The highest level, right?
No, I don't know that. I ref high school water polo here in California.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great.
What are those checks like? Let me tell you. Let's
so
get the
if I
water
do-
polo ref check.
So the good days are if a team has varsity, junior varsity, and a freshman team.
Yeah.
So you show up, you do 3 games from 3 to 5:30. Let's say it's less 3 hours tops, right?
I so hope the end of this story is $35. Go ahead.
No, it's like $120.
Oh, that's pretty
You do
good.
all 3 games.
That's pretty
but
good.
But even if they just have varsity, junior varsity, you show up less than 2 hours, 2 hours tops,
Yeah.
$100,
That's pretty good.
and it's fun. That's why I like doing it.
How did you find somebody out here? Did you just go high school to high school and you're like, I played this?
Nah, man. No.
Hey, bitches.
They really need refs like
Yeah.
any sport because it's the most thankless, pathetic. You got to be really okay with people yelling at you and hating you.
Oh, yeah.
And so they just always need refs everywhere, and it's the weirdest sport on earth. So it's it's not like you're gonna have dudes who are just basketball fans who want to be basketball refs.
Yeah.
Plus, you get to see these kids play when it's just fun before the millions of dollars corrupt them and all
Yeah,
the
man.
sponsorships
Oh, yeah.
and the agents get involved and
For
they're
sure.
untouchable. The limos,
Let me
Kardashian stadium.
The only thing,
it's a lot.
The only thing less likely than a feature making $1 million is a water polo player making $1 million.
I'm going to text Reap that little fact. Your next topic was 90s pop culture. 90s pop culture?
Yeah.
How come 90s and not 80s? You're old.
Yeah, well, I just thought I thought 80s would get too specific in that whole early 80s stuff.
Sure. I like
But
it.
90s, I know if you do 90s, you're getting into Vanilla Ice and Saved by the Bell and things that'll be my
Give me your
wheelhouse.
top 3, when you think of the 90s and pop culture icons. What are the 3 things that pop in your head right away?
Saved by the Bell, 90210, and Vanilla Ice.
Really? Those 3?
I mean, you just asked me to spitball, so.
I enjoy all 3 of those things immensely. The house, the Walsh's house from 90210, is right down the street from a bar I host trivia at in Altadena.
I believe that.
So I'll take you there sometime. And we'll play
I
water
would
polo in
I would
the pool.
actually really enjoy that.
It'll be good times. Your next topic, oceanography. Was that some sort of major
I
or
really
minor?
hope you didn't pick that one.
We did marine biology and Tenacious D for the 2 topics a couple weeks ago. So there's a chance I picked it or a chance I didn't pick it. Tell me about oceanography. Was
Well,
it
I
something you
grew
were
up
into
in
college?
Miami. I grew up in No, not at all.
No.
I just grew up in Miami.
You went whale watching once.
No, not
it.
it. Actually, it would be more. Whales would not be my wheelhouse at all.
No?
So a couple things went into that.
All right.
One was we were originally going to do this podcast with my cousin.
That's right.
And so she
Who
picked.
is kind enough to be sitting here
Yeah,
watching the whole
she's here
thing.
anyways. In case Dalton goes down with a heart attack, she can step in.
It's likely, too.
Yeah.
My diet's terrible.
Yeah, it might happen.
So she picked a couple categories that I might have picked, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to we were just trying to reach,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So I grew up in the ocean. I grew up spearfishing, and when I was a kid, I used to read every fucking National Geographic about the ocean.
Sure.
So at one point in my life, I was really well versed on it. I don't know how well I would do these days. Luckily, my son's super into it now too. So he's always like reciting facts and things to me.
Have you ever dressed up as Aquaman for Halloween? I feel like you would pull it off pretty well.
I almost said yes, but I haven't.
Yeah, you should do that.
Oh, I was Scuba Steve one time, yeah.
Oh, from Big Daddy.
It might have been one of my best costumes ever because I made the entire thing from scratch, and it looked super authentic.
There you go. Your next topic was TV, just TV in general.
Yeah, man. I've watched a lot of TV in my life.
You were telling me before we started you hijack your parents' DirecTV.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't put that out on the airwaves. But
no? You don't think so?
I pirate my parents' DirecTV very effectively.
I use my mom's Comcast sign-in, and I could record shit from her DVR and then watch it on my phone later. It's the best thing of all time. But then she uses my Netflix, so it goes back and forth. She also doesn't know what Netflix is, so it doesn't really.
My senior year of college, we had my house so perfectly like wired, and one of the greatest things, we had one of those like DirecTV cards that were like, broken, and before people were breaking iPhones and stuff.
Oh yeah. That was like the Amazon Fire Stick of its day.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I watched, like, speaking of Big Daddy, like that was a good example. I watched that movie like 27 times in like a week, like,
Yeah.
We just got everything.
Yeah.
And people weren't getting that back then.
Your last topic was barbecue, BBQ.
Wow.
Just barbecue trivia.
Yeah.
You're a big grill master.
Man, I've just recently really gotten into smoking stuff. So I've done a lot of reading on the topic just in the past few months.
Very good.
I can't wait to have you guys over for ribs.
I'm coming over tonight, dude.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, pork,
ribs and
brisket.
ticks.
What do you want?
I'm coming over for ribs and ticks.
Ribs and ticks. That's gonna be the name of my restaurant.
Because he lives, and the thing about Dave is he's such a man. He lives around microbreweries.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna smoke. Like, I'm going to come over once. A week.
You know what?
Put your money where your mouth is and fucking come over and hang,
you just did by telling me you smoke. You closed me.
You know what we need to do? We need to go randomly hang out at the El Segundo Brewing Company because Stone Cold Steve Austin has a beer there, and he lives there, and he goes in there all the time to get it.
Yeah, man.
Because I listen to his podcast, and he's like, I fucking stopped.
I can't tell you how many times I've been in there, and they're like, oh, it was just here.
Oh, he is the best. His podcast, the first 20 minutes is just like, well, I had to go to the goddamn dentist today, and you're like, oh, fucking Stone Cold. And it's like so much fun. It's so much fun to hear him get mad, and then have a great wrestling guest on. So that's it. Sports, 90s pop culture, oceanography, TV, and barbecue. Which one do you hope that I picked out of those 5?
I hope you didn't pick oceanography.
I added one, and it's RuPaul reality shows, so get excited.
Oh, yeah, man. I will kill that.
All right, Ryan Dalton, your topics. This is funny, Dave, because you said you didn't want to do this, but he just picked the 80s in general, the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about that, Dalton? Pretty good?
I mean, I feel good.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize you could get so razor specific. As I'm learning that, I would have said Bravo Television.
Yeah.
I
There you go.
Probably said the Kardashians.
You'd been like
I would have been Vanderpump
the 2001 Cleveland Browns.
Vanderpump Rules.
Very razor specific. I didn't realize that.
Which one of mine was razor specific?
Barbecuing?
That's pretty vague.
Are you kidding me? I didn't even know that. I actually Googled topics in trivia in general, and I was like, that's nowhere near any of it. Anyway.
Do you are you a fan of Roadhouse with the last name Dalton?
Of course.
Right? One of the best of all time.
It's time to be nice until it's time not
to be nice. If I have a son, we've talked about it. We might throw your last name as my first name for my kid.
Right.
Yeah. And if it's a girl, maybe Daltina.
One of Sam Elliott's finest roles.
Oh, yeah, until he's murdered.
Well, that's why you got to rip an enemy's throat out. Because your buddy gets murdered.
I just made these pins for this thing I do called Bud's Box, which is like Loot Crate for my trivia fans. And it is like a pin set, and it's like it says Battle Pins, Dalton versus Jimmy, and it's that scene from the movie, but it's on 2 separate pins that you could put on something in it. And the one pin says "Prepare to die," and the other pin says "You're such an asshole," which is my favorite. Like he's like, "Prepare to die," and Swayze's like, "You're such an asshole," and then he rips his throat out. It's like the best, one of the best movies of all time. Your next topic, which was from the 80s. One of the best 80s movies of all time. So your first topic was the 80s. Then you said 90s and up movies. So movies from the 90s to now.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I had a girl say Christmas movies from 1990 to now. She's like, nothing before 90.
Man.
A couple weeks ago. So why 90s and up?
Movies?
Is that like when
basically Home Alone.
really started watching movies?
Guy. No, I love movies in general, but I mean, I'm also trying to not to trick myself into saying something before my time, because now I'm watching movies that are are now that were the inspiration of directors and producers that I read about now, and but I don't know everything about those films because I didn't grow up with them.
Sure. Well, you said Before Your Time. What about The Land Before Time? You familiar with
Land Before Time?
13 of them. 13 of those movies.
Yeah, God. And I didn't. Now I'm nervous because I saw none of The Land Before Time.
Very good. We're going to find out what you know about 90s movies, possibly, if we pick that one. Your next one, American history. Specific, but also broad. It could be a lot of different things, right?
That's right.
I could have picked the 1900s.
I was the only subject I was good at in high school and college.
Very good. And what was your major in college?
My major was marketing.
Yeah.
Because it sounded business-like.
Okay.
And it sounded like it's something I should major in because it will get me a job somewhere, I guess.
Were you doing comedy in college?
No, I was not.
Yet?
It was after college.
Very good. And then your last topic. No, two more topics. You said pop culture figures. Give me an example of would that be like Austin Powers?
Austin Powers.
Also
we could
a
talk
90s
about
movie?
Bill Gates.
Sure.
You know, I mean, he's actually a really important person, but a lot of people could say who Bill Gates was. We're going to make him popular.
I feel like you picked the same topic all 5 times, but just came up with new ways to say it.
You're 100% right.
That's a good theme. That's a good way to do it.
My wife was talking to me at the same time.
Good strategy.
And she was accusing me of not paying attention to her, and I, at the same time, didn't want to justify what I was texting to someone about a podcast I was doing later.
This is Ryan Dalton's oceanography choice. It's American architecture. Very, very kind of specific.
Yes.
Right? Frank Lloyd Wright. That's all I know about anything.
Yeah.
He did some stuff.
You know, I'm also a Mies van der Rohe fan.
Okay.
We're keeping track.
Very good. So we had the 80s, 90s, and up movies, American history, pop culture figures, and American architecture. Fellas, it's come into the point of the show where we get to the trivia, now that we know everything about you and what you're into. And the topics that I am revealing that I chose for you. Dave, barbecue trivia.
Yes.
BBQ.
I'm probably going to lose my ass, but it's going to be fun.
And Ryan Dalton will be doing the 80s. So it's 80s versus barbecue. This is the Trivia Showdown. So for the Trivia Showdown, we're going to go back and forth. We'll start with Dave's barbecue topic, and we'll go back and forth. We'll ask a question about barbecue, then we'll go to the 80s. And if you get your topic right, you get 1 point. If you can steal the other guy's topic before he can, you get 2 points. Okay, so now we have to come up with a buzz-in word that you will buzz in with. What is like a 1 or 2 syllable word that maybe means something fun between the two of you?
Beer.
Beer? I love it.
Good.
We're at a great place with craft beer called Flights. Give them a nice plug. And Dave, your show's here every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday, 9:15.
Great show.
In Hawthorne. Yeah, if you're anywhere near the airport, come check this out. Okay, so we're going to buzz in with the word beer, and we're going to read the first question. Start with Dave Barbecue. Wait till the whole question is read so that you can let the people play along at home. You guys ready to play?
Let's do it.
Here we go. This is the Trivia Showdown.
Trivia Showdown.
Dave Barbecue, number 1. What is the name of the cast iron grill accessory that guarantees steakhouse quality meat at home? What is the name of the cast iron grill accessory that guarantees steakhouse quality meat at home? This is always plugged on podcasts, actually, around Father's Day. It is a little piece of metal you put on your grill that lets you, sear steaks really well. Any ideas? Any guesses? You're going to say beer if you want to buzz in. Any guesses? Neither?
Beer?
Yes.
I can't say its exact words. I know what it is because
Gotcha.
I have it on my grill.
Yeah.
Because I have a Weber grill.
There you go.
Poor.
None of these are the answer.
I can tell you it is a ceramic grill that if you use steel grill, it can burn the meat.
Oh,
What's
that's
your
what I
answer?
meant. Very good.
What's that?
What's your answer?
That's it. It's ceramic plates, but I don't know the actual name of it.
All right.
Dave,
That's all it is.
Nothing?
I got nothing, but I hope he doesn't get it right for that.
It was the Man Grate. It's called the Man Grate. They advertise it in a lot of podcasts. The Man Grate. I bought one for my dad's grill at some point. So no points on
Too
the board.
busy building sheds to listen to podcasts.
So far. Here's question 1 for the 80s. This is Ryan's topic, but Dave, you can buzz in and steal for 2 points. Here's the first question. What yellow diamond-shaped sign was placed in the back window of many vehicles in the 80s? Yellow diamond-shaped sign.
Beer.
Yes.
Baby on board.
Baby on board is correct for 2 points. That was a nice steal on the very first points awarded for the game. Did you know that one, Dalton?
I did, but I didn't realize there was a time.
Yeah, that was a big 80s thing. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean. I didn't realize it came in a certain
that could have been that time. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay, here's question number 2 for Dave's barbecue category. True or false? So you want to maybe buzz in quick on this one because you got a 50-50 chance. In the early 1900s, people in New York would frequently barbecue turtles.
Beer.
Yes.
False.
Incorrect.
I'm going to go with true.
It is true. So that's 1 point for Dave. People were barbecuing turtles like crazy in New York. I just read about that. Pretty gross, everybody. Pretty gross. Here's number 2. This is for the 80s, Ryan's topic. The first line of the DuckTales theme song says, "Life is like a blank." Life is like a blank. What is that blank? DuckTales theme song. This was late 80s, my youth. First line of the DuckTales theme song says, "Life is like a blank."
One of my favorite cartoons. I want to jump into a volcano right now.
Is it Life is like a volcano? No. Okay. Any guesses? Yell beer.
Life is like a tail.
Incorrect. Beer. Incorrect. Dave, any guesses?
Life is like a dream.
Life is like a hurricane was the answer. Hurricane here in Duckburg. So no points there. This is question number 3 on the barbecue side. What barbecue chain was started by a Native American kid whose name starts with D?
Beer.
Yes.
Famous Dave's.
Famous Dave's is correct. That's 1 point for Dave Williamson. So it's 4-0 right now. Ryan can catch up at any time by stealing some of these questions for 2 points. Here's number 3. Maybe I'll get this one. This is about the 80s. When was Michael Jordan's first year on the Bulls?
Beer.
Dave buzzed in first. First year in the Bulls.
19.
It's going to be in the 80s to help you out.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Any guesses?
86.
Incorrect.
1984.
It was 84. First
84.
point on the board. It will not be a squash. Well done,
said 84.
Ryan.
As long as it's not a shutout, that's all I care about.
Very, very good. Okay, here's question number 4 on Dave's side for barbecue. In what vacation movie does Cousin Eddie demonstrate grilling raw chicken on a hot rock?
Beer.
Yes.
National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation.
Vegas Vacation. That's a steal, so that's 2 points. So right like that, it's almost tied up again.
Great
It's 3
question.
for Ryan, 4 for Dave. We're on number 4 for the 80s. What movie-based Atari game was one of the biggest commercial failures of all time in 1982? It's an Atari game based off a movie.
Beer.
Dave.
We're just going to go with Donkey Kong.
Incorrect. Based off a movie. It was E.T., and that is 1 point, so it's 4-4. They buried thousands of cartridges, 700,000 cartridges in the New Mexico desert.
I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah?
I had a good time. It was hard. I mean, it took you had arthritis by
Don't
the end.
believe you. I don't know if I believe you. Here is number 5 for barbecue. Let's see if you know this. This one is some lyrics from a song. So here we go. What Alan Jackson song had these lyrics? Well, we fogged up the windows in my old Chevy. I was willing, but she wasn't ready. So I settled for a burger and a grape snow cone, dropped her off early, but I didn't go home. What is the name of that song by Alan Jackson?
I know those lyrics.
I literally put it in because it says burger.
Yeah.
That is the barbecue-related portion of this question.
She wasn't ready.
Yep. It's a fun little party song. Yeah. Any guesses?
Fuck, I know.
Nothing? Dalton?
No idea.
No idea.
Can you read it again? Can you read it again?
Yeah. Well, we fogged up the windows in my old Chevy. I was willing, but she wasn't ready. So I settled for a burger and a grape snow cone, dropped her off early, but I didn't go home.
On a Saturday night, little town,
You're singing every
on a
country song.
Saturday night.
Anything? Nothing?
God damn it!
I'm gonna stop it there. Chattahoochee. Chattahoochee was the song.
Oh, that's gonna be the one I'm gonna lose.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna lose by a point, and that's gonna be the one that
I feel
stings.
like that song is the national anthem of Florida.
Oh,
yeah,
it
man.
sure is.
I also went to college in the state of Alabama, so.
Oh, boy. You were Chattahoochee all day down there. Here's number 5 for 80s. Ryan's topic. What future late-night guest hosted The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson the most times between 1980 and 1981?
What is he says?
Ryan Dalton's buzzing in.
What is Jay Leno?
What is incorrect?
No!
Incorrect. What do you think, Williamson?
He interrupted you. Can you repeat the question?
What future late-night guest hosted The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson the most times between 1980 and 81? Future late-night host. Any guesses? Ryan said Jay Leno, and it was incorrect.
David Letterman.
It was David Letterman. So that is 2 points. So now Dave has 6 to Ryan's 4. It's a very close game against these two very funny dudes. This is number 6 for barbecue. What barbecue's sauce slogan is "The sauce is the boss"? The sauce is the boss. What do you think?
Beer.
Yes. Dave's thinking it over. He buzzes in. It's a nice think.
Rays.
I will accept it. Sweet Baby Ray's. But yeah, it was. We'll give you that point.
Favorite song.
Very good.
That's embarrassing.
Number 6 for the 80s. What Indiana Jones movie came out in 1989?
Beer.
Yes.
What is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
It was The Last Crusade. That's 5 for Ryan. He's got the 5 points.
Stop saying what is.
You could say it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Do you have illusions that you're actually on TV right now?
I like to impress my wife when Jeopardy's on because it's the only time I seem intelligent.
When I was speaking of the whole stealing satellite earlier,
yeah.
When I was a kid, like a kid,
sure.
My neighbor had one of those giant satellite dishes in their yard.
Yeah.
So they used to get Jeopardy on some feed that would come in 30 minutes earlier.
Oh.
Like the West Coast feed or something.
Yeah.
So we'd watch it, and then we'd go over and eat dinner at my house, and we already knew the answers, and we'd try to pretend in front of my dad that we were getting all the answers from.
Oh, I love it. That's a good scam.
That's awesome. We were 13 and we knew that we got them all right. He'd know, so we would just kind of jump on several ones he would maybe get mad that we.
You were avoiding doing your homework to do homework.
Yeah.
I was such a game show nerd over the summers when I was a kid. I had a journal that I would keep of all the people who won on Price is Right.
Oh, what a!
So I'd wake up every day and I'd be like Alejandro dining set. And then I would just
right.
never look at it.
Learned something about you tonight, Ryan Buds.
A little something about old RB.
All right, let's go.
Here is number 7. We got to get out of here in just a second. Number 7, in the movie Chef, Jon Favreau and his son stop by Franklin's Barbecue in Austin, Texas. What mouth-watering meat do they sample?
Beer.
Yes.
Brisket.
It is brisket. That's 1 point for Dave and his topic. Here's number 7 over on the 80s side. What was the main event of WrestleMania 3 in 1987?
Beer.
Yes.
Cage match.
No. What do you got there, Dalton?
WrestleMania 3?
Yeah. Who were the two people facing each other?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
All right, I misunderstood.
It's a big one.
Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
That's
Yeah, I was
right,
gonna
and
say
that
that
is 1 point.
With
So
knowing
it's
nothing
6,
about wrestling, that would have been my just generic guess.
6 to 8. Ryan's trailing by 2. Here comes number 8 on the barbecue side. In 2002, Chili sponsored the final leg of what band's tour, causing the band to produce 2 baby back rib singing commercials? Band is in quotes. I'll say band is in quotes. So it's like a band, but kind of not. You know what I mean? 2002, Chili sponsored the final leg of what band's tour?
Beer.
Yes.
Third Eye Blind.
Incorrect. Good guess, though. I like that. They should have done that.
Great guess.
Right? Semi-charm kind of ribs.
Barbecue sauce.
Semi-charm kind of sauce.
Oh, no, man, you can't give hints out at this point. Oh, no, that was for...
I was doing what they call a
I thought
tag
you were
there,
done.
Dave.
Got anything, Ryan?
It's a band?
And boy band.
Now you're giving out.
Anything?
Who is the Backstreet Boys?
It was NSYNC, unfortunately.
God,
NSYNC.
how did I get that wrong?
Very close. Here's number 8. What was the first single released on Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA album? This is for the 80s. This is number 8. What was the first single? Yes.
Dancing in the Dark.
It was, and that is 1 point. So
Courtney
now it's a
Cox.
1-point game. Oh, yeah. It's 6 to 8. So it's 7 to 8. 7 to 8 right now. Here it is, number 9 for barbecue. The choice piece of pork called the money muscle is located where on the pig's body?
Beer.
Yes.
Shoulder.
It is right. So that's 1 point
Wow.
for Dave. Here comes number 9 for the 80s. What long-running sitcom's first episode premiered in 1982 and was called Give Me a Ring Sometime? Long-running sitcom, Give Me a Ring Sometime. Name of the pilot. What do you think? Thinking about it. Buzz in with the word beer.
Cheers?
It was Cheers. Yes, it was. So that's 1 point for Dalton. Dave was close / a little tipsy. Here is number 10. This is the last question for barbecue. When cooking brisket, what does the cascade refer to?
Beer.
Yes.
When cooking brisket, what does the cascade...
Refer to. Cascade.
Man, how do I answer that in a short answer?
Anything?
The bark.
It's actually, Dalton, you have any guesses?
Do you want a more specific?
Cleaning the dishes, am I right? Come on.
Do you want a more specific answer?
It's not. It's the gush of juice that should come out when you cut into it for the first time. It's like this rush of juice called the cascade. So that was your last question. Here's the last question for the 80s. What dolls were created by a college student named Xavier Roberts in the 80s? What dolls were created by Xavier Roberts? Yes.
Cabbage Patch Dolls.
That is correct for 2 points, and that means Dave right now has 11 to Ryan's 8. So it's a close game. We're going to do a thing called the combo question that combines both barbecue and the 80s.
How many of these we do?
Wow.
Just one. And
All
it's 2 points if you get this. So buzz in if you know it. Combo question. It's got 2 parts, okay? So 2 things you're naming. What rapper and song contains these lyrics? Have you ever went over to a friend's house to eat the food and it just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni's soggy, the peas are mushed, and the chicken tastes like wood. You're naming a rapper and the name of the song who had those lyrics. Any guesses?
Beer.
Yes.
Rapper's Delight, the Sugar Hill Gang.
That is correct for 2 points. Well done, sir. So that's 1-2. It's 10-11. This is a very close game. So it's all going to come down to this. And this is the last thing we're going to do. It's called Categories with Buds.
Categories with Buds.
So wait, are we tied now?
You're up by 1.
All right.
So you have to win this or you have to win this. This is for 3 points. So if you
This is the last question?
standing, last thing. So it's a category game. We go around the circle. I'm going to play with you guys. The category is stand-up comedians. So they have to be in TV or movies. So like not so much friends of ours unless they're been on TV or movies, okay? So we'll go around the circle. I'll play with you guys. You have like 5 seconds to think of one. If you can't think of one or you say one's already been said, you're out, and the last person standing gets 3 points. If I win, I'll award the points to one of you, okay? So I'm going to kick it off. The first person I'm going to say is Carrot Top. What do you got, Dalton?
I'm sorry.
You're just naming any comedian that's like
Louis CK.
been on TV or movies.
Oh,
Louis
so
CK.
we just go around and name
Keep
them?
going around, yep.
I'm sorry.
Like
Amy
a
Schumer.
drinking game. Amy Schumer. I'm going to say Tracy Gold.
Chris Rock.
Yep.
Tracy Morgan.
George Carlin. Anything? 3 seconds? He's out. I think he's out. Dave, you got one?
Do I have to have one?
Yeah, we're going to keep going, me and you.
All right. One that you haven't already said.
Oh, boy. 3 seconds.
So many.
Oh, my God. You guys
Tina
are
Fey.
never...
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey, come on.
Oh,
that doesn't
stand
count.
ups.
Stand up. You're out. I'm going to say
damn it.
the last one, and the last one I'll say is John Reap.
This is embarrassing.
That was my last one, and I will award the points to one of you. So I'm going to give 1 point to Dave, which gives him 12. Give 1 point to Ryan, which gives him 11.
You pussy.
And that means I'm going to give the other one to Ryan. It is a tie game of 12. 12. Guys, if we had more time, we would stick around and do a tiebreaker. But I think they're going to kick us out.
Let's do a tiebreaker. Come on,
Tiebreaker?
man. Yeah.
All right. How big is my peanut?
Beer.
13. All right. Let's see. Do you want to do some kind of tiebreaker? It is 12-12.
Yeah, let's do a tiebreaker. I mean,
What's my middle name? Go back and forth and guess my middle name.
Ryan
Buds. What do you think my middle name is?
Ryan Stewart.
No.
Alan.
No.
William.
No.
John.
No. Now I'll give you the letter M.
Mark.
No.
Mike.
Nope.
Mitch.
Nope.
Max.
Nope. Bunch of dicks. Ryan Max Buds. He's the most buds you could be.
Miller.
All right. Nope. Biblical.
Matthew.
It is Matthew. Unfortunately, the winner, not unfortunately, but you know, the winner, unfortunately for Ryan Dalton, the winner is Mr. Dave Williamson. Well done. I do have prizes for you guys. First place, second place, Ryan Dalton. This is a magnet of me. It says Trivia with Buds. Everybody's got a prize, and it is me dressed up as the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. So you can put that on your fridge, creep your wife out at home.
Where will you be? Where will we be doing trivia next?
I'll be doing trivia almost every night of the week. You can check my website, triviawithbuds.com, and come play. Where do you live?
I live in Hollywood.
Hollywood. Closest would be the Moose Den in Glendale by the Americana on Mondays 8 to 10. Dave, for first place, I have a T-shirt for you. And the T-shirt, it says Batman Team. And,
is it extra large?
Yeah, no, it's a large. Nobody bought this at the comedy show, so that is for you, sir. Enjoy it. Do you guys have anything you want to plug before we take off here? Anything fun coming up?
If anybody's in Los Angeles and they love a good time,
Yeah.
come down to Comedians You Should Know every single Thursday.
Yes.
Starting at 10 p.m.
Very good.
at the
And happy
world
hour
famous
at 11.
Hollywood Improv. Happy hour at 11.
Oh,
what
amazing.
that means is half-price drinks from 11 p.m. to 12. It is so rare of a thing, not only around the country, but especially in Los Angeles.
And comediansyoushouldknow.com for more info on that show. And then your website is
TheRyanDalton.com.
TheRyanDalton.com. You can see tour dates, maybe an upcoming album that might be coming, a new one. And check him out if you have Sirius XM. Stream that shit, that album. And Dave, what do you got going on?
Ryan's show is fantastic. If you're not in that part of town and you live on the west side, my show Flights Beer Bar every Tuesday at 9:15 in Hawthorne. Also have the first Wednesday of every month at Purple Orchid Tiki Lounge in El Segundo.
Amazing.
Every May.
Very good.
in El Segundo. We have the Gundo Comedy Festival, which is a really fun time. And my tour dates are at davewilliamsoncomedy.com. My album will be out by March, I hope to God.
And finally, some good news for a new year in 2017, a new album from maybe two of the funniest guys I know. Thank you guys so much, Dave and Ryan, for being on the show, and have a good rest of your night.
I'm glad you picked barbecue. It was fun. You know what you're doing.
It was a good time. All right, later.
Listener quiz.
There it is, the end of the first episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast, the first one of 2017. Thanks for listening. Dave won by just a smidge, everybody. I love that word, smidge. You don't get to use that too often in a sentence, and I got to use it right there. Dave Williamson won himself a nice big old Team Batman t-shirt that I did not want, and Ryan got a prize as well. Thanks for listening to those guys, and follow them on their different websites, and definitely check out Ryan on SiriusXM if you have a subscription to that by any chance. I am mentioning real quick that we are doing a live event, $1 donation per team thing the whole year long, all of 2017. I was trying to think of a cool way, an easy way to raise money to create these cool, kind of like a homeless pack. So if you're homeless, here's 10 items in a reusable tote bag that you would really be able to use in the LA area. So I wanted to ask people for donations for that all year long. And basically, every team, I'm going to ask for $1 every week. And by the end of the month, I should have between $100 and $150. And I'm going to take that $150 and buy enough stuff to make these items filled with these packs filled with 10 different items, from toothbrushes to granola bars to deodorant to body wash, that kind of stuff. Somebody that doesn't have a home would, really hopefully appreciate these things, and we can put out 10 to 15 of them every month, maybe more if this goes really well. So if you come to one of my live trivia events, throw me a buck, and I will document where all those dollars go at the end of each month. I'm going to use that time to teach my kid, who's 2, Annabelle, how to help people out, and how to go a little bit extra on your weekends to make somebody's day. So if you're down with that, please throw me a few bucks at my live Trivia with Buds events all year long, and watch the progress and the fun with that on the Facebook page, Trivia with Buds on Facebook. Go over there and give it a like, and you'll see sample questions, special events, free bonus points, all kinds of fun stuff we put on there every single day. And we do a thing at the end of every episode of the podcast called the Listener Quiz. So that's what you're listening to right now. This is the Listener Quiz. I'm going to give you 3 questions. You send me the answers to these questions in an email, ryan@ryanbuds.com. You can tweet me, Ryan Buds. You can Instagram me, Ryan Buds. Facebook, Trivia with Buds, like we just mentioned. You can give it a like and send me a message on there. These are the 3 questions. You just have to send me the answers, and if you get them all right, you will be entered in a raffle to win a prize. What is the prize this month, you ask? It is a copy of Airplane versus Volcano. That's right. Airplane versus Volcano was a movie I was in for the Kondelik brothers, and it appeared on the Sci-Fi Channel. And I have 1 copy of it left. I'll give it a nice signature for you, and I'll send it your way. You just have to send me the answers to these questions. And the questions are as follows. Number 1, what movie stars Wesley Snipes as an airline security specialist? What movie stars Wesley Snipes as an airline security specialist? Number 2, what is JD's last name on Scrubs? What is JD's last name on Scrubs? And number 3, how old is Kanye West? How old is Kanye West? Send me the answers to those 3 questions, and you'll be entered in that raffle to win a copy of Airplane versus Volcano. Thank you so much for listening to this. If you liked it, leave a review and share it with a friend. I hope you have a great start to 2017, and I'll see you soon at a live event at a marijuana dispensary or a senior center, because that's 2 that I just booked on the monthly basis. If you have a special party coming up or a bar or venue of your own and you'd like to try some trivia, hit me up, ryan@ryanbuds.com, and we'll make it happen. Thanks again for listening. Hope you have a great start to your year, and see you next time. Bye-bye.